Hi everyone, I'm Fan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm sharing a guide on developing common metal volcanoes. A lot of players feel headache when they meet metal volcanoes. The molten metal they spew is insanely hot. Even the coolest one, the aluminum volcano, blasts out metal at over 1,700 degrees. That's enough to make new players back off right away. But this video is here to change that. We'll break down metal properties, metal volcano types and traits, the categorized development of 6 common metal volcanoes, plus the design, logic, and building steps for the whole system. By the end of this video, you'll fully understand how to work with metal volcanoes and make the most of the heat they put out. I did a lot research, calculation, and test. Finally, I choose to share this build. This one is easy and stable for beginners. This build doesn't require you to do the calculation. Just follow my method and you can build your metal volcano system as well. To develop metal volcanoes properly, we first need to understand metal properties. In this video, we'll start with the basic properties of matter, things like melting point, boiling point, hardness, specific heat capacity, and thermal conductivity. There are also radiation-related properties in the Space-Out DLC, but we're skipping those today. First, let's talk about the melting point and boiling point. Normally, metals are solid, and we use them to build all sorts of structures that need refined metals, things like automation components, wires, and radiant pipes. But once a metal's temperature hits its melting point, it turns from solid to liquid. And this even happens if the metal is already part of a built structure. One thing to note, when metal ore hits its melting point, it turns into molten refined metal. You'll get the refined metal version of that ore. As for boiling point, metals generally have super high boiling points, way higher than anything we'll encounter in normal gameplay. Normally, we don't need them to turn into gas. Then, it's hardness. When building tiles, harder materials can withstand more pressure. For example, sedimentary rock tiles can't handle as much pressure as granite tiles. As we can see, after I add 1,500 kilograms crude oil into 2 rooms, the one built with sedimentary rock quickly got broken because of the softness. Now, the most important property for this video, specific heat capacity. If you want to generate power using the heat from metal volcanoes, you have to get this concept down. Here's a simple way to think about it. If you have 2 materials with the same mass and temperature, the one with higher specific heat capacity holds more heat energy, which means the one with higher specific heat capacity will be hard to heat up because it needs more energy. Let its temp to go higher. Let's use gold and aluminum as examples. Now, take a look at these 2 rooms. Each has 9 temp shift plates at 20 degrees. The left room plates are gold, and the right ones use aluminum. Now we're adding 50 kilograms per tile of oxygen at minus 150 degrees to each rooms. Let's watch how the oxygen temperature changes. As you can see, the oxygen temperature in the left room only rose to minus 136 degrees, while the oxygen in the right room climbed up to minus 36.5 degrees. This clearly shows that with the same mass and temperature, aluminum holds way more heat energy than gold does. Last property, thermal conductivity. Metals are generally great at conducting heat. The higher the thermal conductivity, the faster the metal transfers heat. This matters when building things like radiant pipes that need to exchange heat. But for today's video, it's just a bonus detail. Now that we've covered metals, let's talk about metal volcanoes. Metal volcanoes are a type of volcanoes. In this game, all the volcanoes and geysers cycle between dormant and active phases. And the active phase is split into 2 parts. Eruption phase, which is when they're spewing material, and idle phase, which is when they're active but not erupting. Volcanoes or geysers of the same type always spew material at the same temperature, but the amount of output is different. To find out exactly how much a specific volcano produces, you need a duplicate with the field research skill to analyze it. Analyze Volcano has a signal projector on it. Then you'll see the active cycle length, how many cycles until it goes active or dormant next, and the average output. Important note, this average output includes both the active and dormant phases. It's not just the output during eruptions. All the volcanoes and geysers have random output amounts, but most of those amounts fall within a fixed range. For the metal volcanoes we're covering today, I've got that output range listed in the table on screen. All the system I'll show today can fully cover the maximum of the output. There are 7 types of metal volcanoes in the game: copper, iron, gold, aluminum, tungsten, cobalt, and niobium. 4 of these are exclusive to the Space-Out DLC. Today, we're focusing on the 6 common ones, all except niobium, and we'll split them into 3 groups for development. First group, gold volcanoes and tungsten volcanoes. Gold and tungsten have super low specific heat capacity, so the molten metal they spew doesn't carry much heat at all. For these two, we'll use a setup with 1 steam turbine and 1 aqua tuner. We'll also add a conveyor rail loop inside the steam chamber to cool the metal down to a certain temperature before moving it out. Right before we send the metal out, we'll let it exchange heat with the crude oil under the steam turbine. That way, the metal we take out of the system is cool. Second group, cobalt, copper, and iron volcanoes. These 3 are actually worth using for power generation. Their specific heat capacity is higher, so the molten metal carries a good amount of heat. For these, we'll use 2 steam turbines paired with 1 aqua tuner. For using the volcano's heat properly, it's better to keep the steam chamber temperature below 200 degrees. That's why we have to use 2 turbines. Actually, 1 turbine is enough to keep the chamber from overheating, but it would waste a lot of heat energy. Third group, aluminum volcanoes. Aluminum has the highest specific heat capacity of all these metals, so it carries the most heat. Even the temp of the volcano output is the lowest one. For this one, we'll use 3 steam turbines again, to make sure we use every bit of heat the volcano puts out. All 3 setups have basically the same structure and components. The only difference is the length of the system. For all of them, set the conveyor rail temperature sensor to 130 degrees and the pipe liquid temperature sensor to 30 degrees. Use polluted water as the coolant for the liquid cooler. Next up, I'll show you the step-by-step building process using a gold volcano as an example. First, build the walls. Then build a bottle emptier and a few air pumps. We're going to use these to make both rooms vacuum. The bottle emptier, choose crude oil. When it starts to pour the oil, we can just stop it. Then mop that 1 tile of crude oil and move it to the entrance of the steam chamber and then empty it. Here we're going to use the gas reservoir to storage the gas. While we're working on the vacuum, we can pour water into the steam chamber. Here's the rule: 1,000 kilograms of water per steam turbine. So 1 turbine needs 1,000, 2 turbines need 2,000, and 3 turbines need 3,000. Once the water's all poured in and the vacuum is done, tear down all the extra stuff we used for setup and clean up the floor. Then we can start building the core structures of the whole system. Don't mess up the water pipe connections here. Just follow my lead step by step and you'll be fine. Pay attention to the conveyor rail layout. Make sure you wire them exactly like I'm showing you right now. For the steam chamber, I highly recommend building everything out of steel. If you're not sure how to control the temperature in the system, just use steel for every part. It'll never overheat or break on you. Next, fill up the liquid cooler with coolant. We're using polluted water for this part. Once the coolant's sealed in, add temp shift plates to the chamber room, then fully enclose the whole setup. And just like that, your metal volcano development system is 100% complete. Next, let me show you the overlays. This is power overlay. This is pipe overlay. This is automation overlay. Don't forget to set up the sensors. And this is conveyor overlay. Alright, that wraps up our guide to metal volcanoes today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. I'm Fan, and I'll see you in the next video.